What the illegal shot. Dude, $10 says Aljo says, oh, I can't continue, and he wins the belt. If he can't get up, he becomes the champion. I would not want to fucking fight like that.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it, bud. It was it a couple minutes ago. But, like, dude, if you're, like, not conscious, and then they're like, do you want to fight this killer who's very much awake and you're exhausted and unconscious? That. Dude, it's going to be kind of fucked up, but it's going to be kind of funny to see him get the belt wrapped around him. Is Bruce Buffer going to say, and new?
Put your fist down. And new!
Dude, what the I want to thank my coaches. I work so hard. Cyclone MMA. The old illegal knee to the face and lose your title. Works every time.
That's fucking illegal.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Mason from Cyclone MMA, and UFC 259 was such a weird card. The early prelims were fire. The prelims were fire. The main card was pretty good, but it was just very strange. Especially the title fight between Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling. You had Sterling coming out like a bat out of hell, just putting it on Petr Yan. Maybe won a few rounds in there. I think at the time of the stoppage, I guess you could call it, two judges had Petr Yan up by 1 point. One judge had Aljamain Sterling up by 1 point. But let's go ahead and talk about that knee. So as far as I know, the situation is as follows. Petr Yan has Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling has one knee on the canvas, and he might have had hands there. I'm not sure. But Petr Yan basically looks at his corner, and his corner gives him directions. One guy says only punches. The other guy says either kick or knee or whatever. Petr Yan throws the knee, lands it. One guy celebrates. One guy knows that's illegal and is upset. I don't think it was intentional. Well, obviously it was intentional. He meant to throw the knee. I don't think he meant to break the rules. I feel like he probably just didn't know the rules, which it's crazy to think that there's UFC champions that don't know the rules. And that's not completely their fault. I mean, MMA has different rules in each different state and commission they're under. So there's that. But then there's the other side of the story, and there's Aljamain Sterling, who clearly was gassed at that point. He was exhausted, but he was doing good in the fight. But that round wasn't going his way. The fight wasn't going his way. It was going in a bad direction for him. He gets, he receives that knee. He goes down, and instantly I'm thinking, okay, this is just like the Anthony Smith-John Jones fight. Anthony Smith took his time, got back up, kept fighting. What's Aljamain Sterling going to do? And that was my initial thought process. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who still have that thought process and might think that Aljamain Sterling, took the L on purpose because he knew he was going to lose the fight and then he can become champion and get a chance at a rematch. I really don't think that was, especially based on his body language. I don't think Aljamain Sterling is a freaking Academy Award winning actor. I don't think he's going to fake, unconsciousness. He was out. His eyes were tweaking. He just wasn't there. And he was crying. I mean, we see that a lot with fighters where they get knocked out and they don't know what's going on. They're confused and they're emotional and they start crying. He even looked a bit confused when they wrapped the belt around him, which, by the way, was one of the weirdest moments I've ever experienced watching the UFC. Is someone get disqualified and win a title. Has that happened? I don't think that's happened. If it did, I feel like it happened a while ago. But the Jones-Smith fight comes to mind. It's something that's very close to that. Just so strange. So whose fault was it? I don't think it was really. I mean, obviously it's Petr Yan's fault. What I mean by that is who's the asshole in the situation. I don't think there necessarily is one. I don't think Petr Yan, had he known what that would do, I don't think he would have thrown it. I feel like he was maybe confused about the rules. That's why there was that hesitation. And we can't get mad at Aljamain Sterling because you can't expect a dude to fight like that. He's already exhausted, and now he is completely rocked on top of it. We can't ask a person to go out there and just sacrifice themselves because he would get finished if the fight continued, and it would be ugly. So it's one of those weird situations where I think the beginning of that fight was really fun. So I'm excited to see that fight, once again. But it's just weird circumstances. We're going to have to wait and see it. But regardless, that's my reaction to that crazy night of fights. Jan Blachowicz. Hello.
Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. Amanda. Duh.
Next, we got Artem Lobov. We're going to stick him right up at S tier. Just kidding.